Start with the U.S. airline business. Just give us a sense in terms of your thoughts about how it is right now, how you look at it. I know you watch it very closely. You were asked in your conference call about it. You focus on credit metrics. You're focusing on liquidity, on their ability to obtain additional liquidity. So given your conservative outlook, so to speak, what kind of health is it in right now?
Well, I think first it's important to note that the U.S. is only about 2% of our business. But nevertheless, we do watch it pretty closely. We have been seeing a pretty good, a relatively good recovery in the U.S., but that recovery has been muted by the resurgence of the virus. We are seeing stronger recovery, though, in Asia, in China, and in Europe. But now we have the U.S. airlines going for a second round, of course, of financial aid from the U.S. government. So we'll see how that goes. So I would say overall, the situation with the U.S. airlines remains strained. And it's restricted due to all of the virus, travel issues, et cetera, et cetera. But again, it's only about 2% of our business.
Right. But overall, of course, travel around the world is down rather sharply, in part because people here can't go anywhere else and many can't come here. So give me the global outlook at this point, given 98% of your business is focused on outside the U.S.
Well, big picture, we had about 2/3 of the global fleet as of mid or so April that was sort of sidelined and parked. Now about 2/3 of the fleet is actually up and flying. So again, China domestically, one of the biggest markets for aviation, domestic traffic up about 80% or so. And again, globally, about 2/3 of the aircraft are now flying. So we're still we're on a recovery mode, but it's very, very slow. I would say Asia is doing relatively better and Europe is doing relatively better. About a month ago, Europe relaxed their travel restrictions across the EU countries, so that's helped a bit.
John, I'll let you get to that email after this interview is over. I want to ask about the discussions happening in Washington right now. More than a dozen senators have backed not only another bailout for the airline industry, but also airline adjacent businesses. And I'm wondering, when you look at the ecosystem, what parts of it do you think need help from Washington?
Look, I think the supply chain needs a lot of help. It is a huge source of employment for the United States, also globally. So, the supply chain feeding both Boeing and Airbus, there's a lot of common companies. So I would say that supply chain really needs a lot of help.